Back in March 2022, I made a video looking at a new sodium-ion battery technology being developed by the Chinese battery behemoth CATL, and I came up with an uncharacteristically confident prediction. If I was a betting man, I'd say we may well be seeing electric vehicles powered by sodium-ion batteries within the next few years. Well, not for the first time, and probably not for the last. I was wrong. It turns out that EVs using sodium-ion batteries won't start hitting the markets in a few years' time after all, because they've already arrived, right now in early 2023. We didn't just get one major battery breakthrough announcement this month though, we got 3 of them, all from different high-volume manufacturers, all of whom come at the problem of battery efficiency and longevity from a slightly different angle, and all of whom look like they could catapult the electric vehicle industry up to the next level of market disruption. So yet another slightly utopian piece of marketing, or a proper set of game changers. Hello and welcome to Just Have a Think. I know you've seen countless videos about breakthrough, game-changing, market-disrupting battery technologies in recent years. Many of them have been produced by me, to be fair, so I'm just as culpable as anyone else on the YouTube thingy-bob. But not covering those technologies wouldn't be much help either, would it? So, suck it up. Leave a pithy admonishment in the comments section if you like. I always enjoy them. Anyway, what are these fabulous new technologies, Dave? I hear you cry. Well, I've given you one of them already, haven't I? It's sodium-ion batteries. No, don't switch off. Bear with me. The real breakthrough here is that these things have now been showcased in an actual road car. It's not a big road car, I'll grant you, but that may be no bad thing. Not everyone wants a huge electric SUV, do they? A point that's regularly made by Robert and Jack over at the Fully Charged show. Oh, and did I mention that I'll be appearing on a couple of discussion panels at their forthcoming UK Fully Charged live events? I didn't? Wow! Run VT! I just wanted to let you know that I'll be taking part in a couple of discussion panels at both of this year's Fully Charged Live UK shows, which are taking place in Farnborough from the 28th of April and Harrogate from the 19th of May. And just to encourage a few more of you good folks to come along and hear what I've got to say for myself, the nice people at Fully Charged have allocated this discount code exclusively for the viewers of the Just Have a Think channel. You can use this code to get yourself 20% off the ticket price for either event by visiting the Fully Charged Live show website, the links for which are all in the description section of this video. So I look forward to seeing you there. Should be good. Anyway, as I was saying, anyone who regularly watches the fabulous Fully Charged show will know that the market is crying out for small, inexpensive electric vehicles that can do normal journeys like a daily commute without blocking everyone else's view of the road and requiring 2 parking spaces when they arrive at their destination. This little thing is the creation of the JHAT group over in China, with some considerable technical input from none other than Volkswagen. They're actually not using the CATL sodium-ion battery that I mentioned earlier. They're using a similar technology from a little-known Chinese outfit called Hina Battery Technologies. It's probably worth a quick recap on why sodium-ion technology might be a good replacement for lithium-ion. Lithium and sodium are part of the same group of highly reactive elements known as the alkali metals. Lithium has, of course, become the default technology of modern-day energy storage. But lithium is not all that common. The only really large reserves are in Argentina, Chile, Australia and China, and for reasons that I'm sure you've read about in the news, the price of lithium has gone completely interstellar recently. So battery makers are doing what all good engineers and entrepreneurs do. They're working on alternative solutions to the problem, which is where sodium comes in. There's more than 1,000 times more sodium in the Earth's crust than there is lithium. It's a constituent part of sodium chloride, which is of course salt. It's actually mostly made from soda ash, but in any case, as the 6th most abundant element on the planet, it's pretty easy to get hold of. The president of Hina Battery Technologies, Li Shujun, reckons sodium-ion batteries could eventually slash the overall production cost of an entire electric vehicle by about 10%. The basics of lithium and sodium-ion batteries are very similar, with electrodes on either side of an electrolytic solution with a separator membrane in the middle. During a charge cycle, the lithium or sodium atoms release electrons from the cathode via an electrical wire to the anode on the other side, while the lithium or sodium ions travel across the electrolyte to reach the same destination. When the system is connected to a device, everything moves in the opposite direction and the electrons power the device. The two main drawbacks of sodium are energy density and weight. The Hina battery has an energy density of 140 watt-hours per kilogram, which is a lot lower than NMC lithium-ion batteries that use nickel, manganese and cobalt. But that's really not an issue in a little car like this, designed to scoot around town or do relatively low-distance journeys. It's also not a problem for things like electric scooters or bicycles and motorbikes, or even for buses, which, let's face it, are not on this earth to break any land speed records, are they? And energy density is even less of an issue when it comes to utility scale stationary storage solutions, which can frankly be as heavy as you like because they're not going anywhere at all, are they? All they have to do is provide electrons to balance the grid, which is what expensive lithium-ion batteries do at the moment. Replacing them with sodium-ion could free up the more energy-dense lithium technologies for applications where their higher density is really necessary. Anyway, I digress. This JAC C-Hole E10X test vehicle has been fitted with a 25 kilowatt-hour battery that can apparently do 250 kilometers or about 150 miles and can be fully charged up in about 15 minutes. The current C-Hole E10X model that carries normal lithium-ion batteries costs $6,800. So if they can get this new sodium-ion version anywhere near that price point, then it could be a winner. Not to be outdone though, on the 18th of April 2023, another Chinese automotive giant, BYD, launched their own sodium-ion powered electric vehicle called the Seagull. It's a good-looking 5-door hatchback with a 30 kilowatt-hour battery, a claimed range of 305 kilometers or 190 miles, and a price tag of $11,600. BYD clearly believes in sodium-ion technology because they say they plan to fit these batteries into all their sub-$30,000 models. And these big players are dealing with a seriously accelerating market over there in China as well. Swiss bank UBS recently forecast that by 2030, 3 out of every 5 new vehicles sold in China will be electric. And just for reference, that'll equate to about 16 million units a year. The world's largest battery maker, CATL, will no doubt play a big part in the sodium-ion revolution. It was, after all, their technology that I originally featured in my video last year. But they're not a company to rest on their laurels, and while sodium-ion will take some time to reach market maturity, CATL have been looking at ways to make existing technology work better. The result of that research is something they call the chill-in battery. CATL actually unveiled this technology back in 2022, telling us it heralded the advent of EVs with 1,000 kilometers of range. Essentially what they've done is to manufacture blade cells that are stacked vertically on a common plate. Each cell is separated by a second thinner plate filled with a coolant. CATL says this configuration allows for far greater thermal control, and one of the main benefits of that is that they can really ramp up the charging speed without exploding the battery, which is a nice feature if you're the car owner. They reckon they can get 0 to 80% charge into one of these things in just 10 minutes. But perhaps the boldest claim the company makes is that their new battery architecture has increased the volume efficiency by 72%. That translates to a gravimetric energy density of 255 watt-hours per kilogram for their standard NMC cells and 160 watt-hours per kilogram for their LFP technology. The first vehicle fitted with these cells is this fairly ugly article known as the Zeekr 009 MPV, but it'll be its smaller sibling, the Zeekr 001, that'll offer the 1,000 kilometer range. Now, if all this talk of Chinese dominance in the EV market is something you find slightly unnerving, then either, get used to it, or here's a fantastic game-changing breakthrough technology from the good old US of A. This offering comes to us from a $600 million New York Stock Exchange listed company called Amprius. It's a lithium-ion pouch cell that replaces the graphite anode with a 100% silicon anode. Silicon has the highest capacity for storing lithium among all the elements in the periodic table, but it's got a nasty tendency to swell up as it receives lithium into its structure. That causes distortion and cracking that can significantly shorten a cell's operational life cycle. It's a problem that apparently stopped Tesla in their tracks when they tried to develop a similar technology. But after more than a decade of development, Amprius say they've overcome this challenge via a unique anode configuration that doesn't use any conductors or binders or other matrix supporting materials. What they've achieved is a highly engineered web of pure silicon nanowires with its own internal porosity that allows lithium inside without wrecking the structure. Each nanowire is directly attached to the current collector, which optimizes the movement of electrons out into the electrical circuit. The folks at Amprius say they've achieved an independently verified cell density of no less than 500 watt-hours per kilogram, which is more than twice the density of a Tesla 4860 cell and about 75% higher than Ford's pouch technology. That kind of cell density will have a huge impact on vehicle range and on lifetime of electronic devices. But the primary focus for Amprius right now is actually providing power for the aeronautics industry. The company is actively engaged with more than 30 customers, including Alto Airbus, AeroVironment, BAE Systems, Teradyne, and the US Army, all of whom have been able to validate the Amprius cell performance numbers. So let's cut to the chase. Are they on the market right now? Yeah, no, they're not. Well, at least not this 500 watt-hour version anyway. Although to be fair to Amprius, they have been in commercial production since 2018, and their 450 watt-hour battery has been available since 2022. Amprius say the 500 watt-hour version will be available for shipment this year, and although we don't have costs yet, Amprius tell us they're currently building a 775,000 square foot facility in Brighton, Colorado, with a 5 gigawatt-hour manufacturing capacity due to come online at the beginning of 2025. Plus, their headquarters, R&D lab and pilot manufacturing facility all just happen to be located in Fremont, California, right next to Tesla's Gigafactory. So, just saying. And the prize is big, not just in aviation but in automotive as well. Those two markets combined are projected to require about $100 billion worth of battery power by 2025. There we are then, folks, 3 very encouraging developments. And despite my somewhat flippant and sarcastic approach to this week's video, in all seriousness, these are precisely the kinds of scientific and engineering developments that are going on all over the world right now, and which should be giving us average citizens a little bit of hope that we're moving ever faster to the sort of market disruption tipping points that people like Tony Seba and his colleagues at Rethink X have predicted for the middle of the 2020s. These technologies on their own won't solve all our problems, of course, but specifically they will accelerate the move away from internal combustion engine vehicles, and that is most certainly a major imperative in the green transition. Thanks as always to the channel's fantastic Patreon supporters, and I must just give a special shout out to some folks who've joined recently with pledges of $10 or more a month. They are Robert Strader, John McLaughlin, Greg Goodson, Vahid Khoshidi, Sonia Relf, Victor Lacotte, Lauka Specht, Bob Haywood, Patrick Dickinson, Guy Markey, David Griffin, Andrew Williams, Zachary Webb, Oyvind Skogvold, and Rebecca Bishop. And of course a big thank you to everyone else who's joined since last time too. You can join them and get exclusive content from me and the chance to choose future video topics by jumping over to patreon.com/justhavathink. And of course you can hugely support the channel absolutely for free by subscribing and hitting that like button. As always, thanks very much for watching. Have a great week and remember to just have a think. See you next week.